My beloved, I know your heart aches tonight in a way words cannot capture, in a way that silence seems to echo louder than any sound could. You feel as though something precious has been torn from you, leaving behind a hollow space where laughter once lived and where promises once felt eternal. But I tell you now, this heartbreak is not the end of your story, it is the beginning of someone else's healing. I am whispering to your soul because you need to understand that what feels like loss is not punishment, it is preparation. You are walking through pain that will one day become language for someone who has none. You are carrying tears that will one day become light for someone still trapped in the dark. You think this pain has silenced your purpose, but I am telling you, it is shaping it. You see, when I allow hearts to break, I do not do it to destroy them. I do it to break open deeper compassion, deeper faith, deeper wisdom. You prayed to be used, and now I am using even the wounds. You wanted to love like me, and that means learning how to hold peace even when love doesn't stay. Every person I remove for divine reason, not as cruelty but as clearing. That love you lost, it did what it was meant to do. It awakened you, refined you, stretched your understanding of connection, and revealed what parts of you still needed healing. It was never meant to last forever, but it was meant to teach forever lessons. When you said, "Why me?" I saw the seeds of empathy I was planting. When you cried, "How will I ever recover?" I saw the story of strength you would one day tell. You feel broken now, but in truth, you are becoming unbreakable. I am with you even in the moments when you can't feel me. When you stare at the ceiling and wonder how someone could walk away so easily, I am beside you whispering, "They left because they could not go where I am taking you." The love that left was not your final love, it was the one meant to shape your heart for the real one. You are not unlovable, you are unfinished. The pain that sits heavy on your chest is not a sentence, it's a signal that something greater is being born in your spirit. Every time your heart breaks, heaven opens a little wider within you. What you're feeling right now is not emptiness, it's expansion. You're growing beyond what that person could have understood. You're evolving into someone who no longer begs for love, but radiates it. That's why I had to let them go. You were shrinking yourself to fit in spaces I never designed for you. You were pouring from a cup that was meant to overflow, not deplete. I know you gave everything, I know you prayed that they would see your worth, but I saw that if they stayed, they would make you doubt it. So I stepped in. I allowed the silence, the separation, the distance, not to punish you, but to protect you. And though it feels unfair, soon you'll thank me for the things that didn't work. Because when I restore better, deeper, and stronger than before. There is someone in the future waiting to hear your story, not because they want your details, but because they need your courage. They will look at you and think, "If they survived that heartbreak and still believe, maybe I can too." You won't have to preach to them, your healed presence will be the sermon. They will feel the peace you fought for, and it will remind them that hope is real. That's what I'm doing right now, turning your heartbreak into healing, your pain into purpose, your tears into testimony. The ache that feels unbearable now will one day be the reason someone else finds the strength to keep living. And that is why I am not rushing your healing. I am shaping it into something holy. I know you miss them, I know your mind replays every memory like a haunting song, but every replay is a reminder that you have the capacity to love deeply. Don't let this pain convince you that your love was wasted. Nothing given in sincerity ever is. You are not difficult to love, you simply loved someone who was not ready to receive something so pure. And I will send someone one day who will recognize it instantly. But before that, I need you to recognize it in yourself. You have been seeking closure from someone who could never give it, but I am offering you peace instead. Closure will explain why it ended, but peace will remind you it needed to. Let me rewrite this story through you. Let me use your heartbreak to remind others that love is not meant to break you, it's meant to build you. And sometimes the breaking is how the building begins. Trust that this season is not wasted. Trust that every sleepless night, every unanswered question, every moment you thought I was silent, I was actually speaking through your survival. Because here you are, still breathing, still loving, still standing, even when you thought you couldn't. That's not weakness, that's resurrection. That's the same power that lifted me from the grave now moving in you, turning sorrow into strength. So when you wake up tomorrow and still feel the ache, don't curse it. Bless it. It means you're still becoming. And soon, very soon, you'll look back and realize that the heartbreak you thought would end you became the very thing that made you unshakable, unstoppable, and destined to save others through the light it awakened in you. My child, I see the way you've tried to hide your pain behind strength, how you tell yourself you're over it when your heart still trembles at the memory of what was lost, how you scroll past their name and act as if it means nothing when deep down something inside you still aches, still wonders, still hopes. But hear me now, beloved, I never meant for you to carry this heartbreak as a wound, I meant for it to become a doorway. Every tear you've shed is not wasted, each one waters the soil of a testimony you will one day give. You see, I did not take them from you to punish you, I took them from you to position you. You thought they were your forever, but I saw that they were your lesson. I saw how your soul began to bend trying to make something last that was never built on truth. You prayed that I would fix it, that I would soften their heart, that I would make them see your worth. But my child, I could not answer a prayer that kept you bound to what was beneath your calling. You asked me to save what was already crumbling, but I needed to save you from becoming someone you were never meant to be. You would have settled in comfort, while your spirit withered in silence. So I allowed the heartbreak, not because I am cruel, but because I am intentional. You see endings, I see beginnings. You see pain, I see purpose. You see absence, I see alignment. The heartbreak you're living through now will become the sacred language through which you'll one day speak life into someone else's despair. There's someone who will stand before you years from now, broken, defeated, convinced they can never feel joy again, and when they meet you, they'll see living proof that restoration is real. They'll see light in your eyes where there once was darkness, peace in your heart where there once was panic. They'll see me in you, and that's when you'll understand why I allowed the pain to shape you. Because it's never about loss, it's about becoming. You can't save anyone with a story that's never bled. I needed to show you the depths of heartbreak so you could lead others out of it. I needed you to know what it feels like to be left, to be misunderstood, to be betrayed, because those who healed the world are the ones who have survived what nearly destroyed them. And you, my child, are becoming one of them. The love that broke you open was a sacred key. It unlocked compassion you never knew you had. It taught you how to forgive what doesn't deserve it, how to love without conditions, how to stay kind even when others are cruel. That is divine strength. That is holiness in motion. Don't let the world make you bitter, let me make you better. When you look back and think of them, don't see a thief who stole your peace, see a messenger who delivered a lesson. You'll realize that they did not break your faith, they revealed how strong it truly was. Every night you cried, I was collecting those tears, not to store your sorrow, but to create oil for your anointing. That's why you're glowing even in the midst of loss, why people see peace in your eyes when they expected pain, why you can walk through storms now without collapsing. You've become dangerous to darkness because you no longer fear endings. You've learned that nothing that leaves you takes your value with it. And that understanding makes you unstoppable. Still, I know you wonder, why did I have to lose something that felt so right? Because not everything that feels right is rooted in righteousness. Some things soothe the emotions but starve the spirit. And I could not let you stay in something that dulled your discernment. I needed to free your heart so I could fill it with something pure, my presence, my peace, my promise. The truth is, they were never meant to be your completion, they were meant to be your catalyst. Their departure didn't destroy you, it awakened you. The loneliness you feel now is not abandonment, it's the quiet space I've created so you can hear me clearly. I am rebuilding your heart from the inside out, not by erasing the memories, but by transforming their meaning. Soon, when you remember them, it won't hurt, it will heal. You'll smile, not because you've forgotten, but because you've forgiven. You'll thank me for letting it end, because you'll see what I had waiting on the other side. You'll realize that if they hadn't walked away, you never would have found yourself. You never would have discovered how strong, how wise, how resilient you truly are. And that's the gift in all of this. Heartbreak introduces you to your hidden self. It strips away illusions and reveals what's divine. You are not broken, my child, you are being reborn. Every piece that fell apart is being rearranged by my hand into something stronger, more radiant, more complete. The version of you that emerges from this will not beg for love, they will attract it effortlessly. They will not chase, they will choose. They will not fear loss, because they'll know that what's meant for them will always remain. This heartbreak is not your end, it is your ordination. The fire you're walking through now will not consume you, it will refine you until only truth remains. One day, when your heart beats steady again, when laughter returns unforced, when peace feels natural, you'll understand why this pain was necessary. You'll see that it wasn't about losing someone, it was about finding yourself. And when that happens, my beloved, you will thank me not for what I gave, but for what I took away. Because what I removed was blocking what is coming, a love that mirrors my own, a purpose that carries eternal impact, and a peace that no heartbreak can ever touch again. My precious one, I know how heavy your spirit still feels, even as you try to convince yourself that time has healed the wound, yet in quiet moments, when the world goes silent and all you can hear is your heartbeat echoing the memory of what was lost, the ache rises again, and you wonder if you'll ever truly be whole. But I tell you, my beloved, wholeness isn't the absence of pain, it's the presence of peace that grows within it. The heartbreak that shattered you was not designed to end you. It was designed to open you, to pull apart everything false that clung to your worth and reveal the light I placed within you long before anyone ever touched your heart. You are not being punished for loving deeply, you are being purified by it. I allowed you to love someone who could not love you the same so that you could finally see the difference between attachment and alignment, between being needed and being chosen, between being admired and being valued. They saw parts of you, but I see all of you. And what they failed to cherish, I am now exalting. Because I saw every silent prayer you whispered through tears you didn't want anyone to see, I felt every tremor in your soul when you tried to smile through heartbreak, I heard the questions you never dared to voice. Was I not enough? Did I love too much? Did I miss something? And I answer you now, you were never the problem. You were my masterpiece trying to fit into someone else's unfinished story. I had to pull you out before you lost yourself completely. You see, sometimes I will let the wrong person break your heart so that you will finally let me rebuild it. You wouldn't have discovered how strong your love is if it wasn't tested. You wouldn't have realized how divine your patience is if it wasn't stretched. You wouldn't have known how much of me lives within you if it wasn't all stripped away until you had no one left to lean on but me. This heartbreak is the mirror that revealed your sacred strength. That's why I didn't stop it, because I knew what you would become after it. I am using the same pain that once brought you to your knees to raise you into your purpose. You thought you were losing love, but you were gaining clarity. You thought you were being abandoned, but you were being appointed. Every time you tried to hold on tighter, I let their grip slip away, not because I didn't hear you, but because I heard the part of you that prayed, God, make me who I'm meant to be. And this, my child, is what that prayer looks like in motion. Becoming who you're meant to be means shedding what cannot stay. And though you don't see it yet, your heartbreak is the cocoon of your transformation. You are learning how to love from abundance, not from fear. You are learning that your heart does not need to be validated to be valuable. And soon, the pain that once made you cry will be the same story that makes others rise. For every sleepless night you've endured, someone else will find hope. For every day you got out of bed when it felt impossible, someone else will find courage. For every time you forgave instead of growing bitter, someone else will believe that healing is possible. You are not just surviving heartbreak, you are sanctifying it. You are turning it into something sacred that I can use to heal the world through you. You don't realize it yet, but there is a light that's beginning to radiate from you, a quiet strength that didn't exist before. That light is your anointing. That's the power of a broken heart made whole by divine love. Because every time you chose forgiveness over revenge, compassion over resentment, faith over despair, you invited heaven to live in you. And heaven never leaves a place the same. That's why the people who hurt you won't be able to understand how you can still smile, still love, still bless others after everything you've endured. They will wonder how the same person they tried to break has become so radiant. And you will not have to say a word. Your peace will preach louder than their betrayal. Your grace will speak louder than their absence. Your joy will be the loudest proof that I was with you all along. Do you see it now, my beloved? The heartbreak wasn't to destroy your heart, it was to strengthen it for a mission greater than love itself. You will speak one day, maybe in a quiet room, maybe to a single soul, maybe to thousands, and your words will carry healing because they will come from experience. You won't just tell people that heartbreak can be survived, you'll embody what survival looks like when touched by grace. And the person who thought they ended you will one day see that they only awakened you. You will no longer look back in sorrow, you will look back in gratitude, not because the pain was good, but because it worked for good. The heartbreak that felt like death will become the seed of resurrection, the soil in which your next chapter grows. You will walk through this fire and emerge not burned, but refined. The ashes of this ending will become the ink with which I write your next beginning. So do not curse this heartbreak anymore, for it is holy ground. Stand in it, feel it, grieve it, but know that while you are mourning what was, heaven is celebrating what's coming. You haven't lost love, you are learning love's true form. And I promise you, when I restore, you will not just receive love, you will recognize it. You will no longer question if you're enough, because by then, you'll finally see yourself the way I do, chosen, complete, unshakable, radiant, and free. My beloved child, the chapter that began with heartbreak is not ending in sorrow, it is ending in resurrection, because what once broke you has now built you, what once emptied you has now made room for what was always meant to be. I have watched you walk through the valley of loss, watched you sit in silence where laughter once lived, watched you bury pieces of yourself that you thought would never bloom again. But I tell you now, those buried pieces were never dead, they were planted. Every tear you shed became water to the soil of your rebirth, and now heaven declares that it is harvest season. The pain that once felt endless will soon be the story that sets others free. You will not only speak of heartbreak, you will speak through it, from it, with it, as someone who has seen the face of sorrow and discovered that even there, I am present. There are souls who will hear your story and realize that heartbreak does not mean failure, it means transformation. They will listen to your voice and feel their own pain begin to loosen its grip, because the anointing born from your suffering will carry healing beyond your comprehension. You see, you didn't just survive, you evolved. You became the person who found beauty in ashes, who still believed in love after betrayal, who still trusted me after feeling abandoned. That is divine strength, and heaven celebrates it. Every heartbreak has a purpose, and yours was to awaken compassion deep enough to heal others. I have been shaping you quietly, teaching you how to hold light without letting it burn you, how to forgive without losing your boundaries, how to love without losing yourself. You are now stepping into a divine season where everything that once confused you will begin to make sense. You'll see how every unanswered prayer was an act of protection, every loss was redirection, every ending was divine intervention. The one who broke your heart was not your enemy, they were the catalyst that pushed you toward purpose. Had they stayed, you would have remained smaller, still shrinking to fit their love instead of expanding to fit mine. You see, I had to remove what was temporary to reveal what is eternal. I took away what distracted you from me, because your destiny requires clarity, not confusion. And though you thought you needed their love to feel whole, I had to show you that wholeness is not found in another person, it is found in my presence. That's why the emptiness you once felt is now being filled with peace that doesn't depend on anyone else. You are walking in a new anointing, one that cannot be broken by rejection, one that cannot be shaken by loneliness, one that glows brighter with every test. The heartbreak that once made you question your worth has become the very proof of it. You were chosen to walk through pain so that others wouldn't have to do it alone. Your life will now become a living testimony that even when love fails, grace does not. Even when people leave, I remain. Even when your heart breaks, your purpose still stands. That person you loved was never meant to complete your story, they were only a chapter. But what I am writing next will make you grateful that the last one ended. Because now, I am sending you love that doesn't come with confusion, peace that doesn't depend on circumstances, and joy that cannot be stolen. You are about to experience what it feels like to be loved the way you loved others, with gentleness, consistency, and truth. The pain you endured taught you how to recognize real love when it comes, and when it does, you will not question it, you will simply know. And that knowing will come from the peace that I've been building in you all along. Soon, someone will cross your path who doesn't awaken your wounds but honors your healing. They will speak to you with patience, listen to you with care, and love you not for your potential, but for your presence. But before that, I will fill you so completely with my love that even if no one ever walks in, you will never feel empty again. Because you have become the vessel through which I pour healing into others. And that, my beloved, is the real miracle, the transformation of heartbreak into purpose. The same story that once brought you to your knees will one day bring others back to their feet. They will hear how you survived the season that was meant to break you, how you forgave when bitterness seemed easier, how you loved again when fear told you not to. They will see that you didn't just survive, you thrived, and that will remind them that it's possible. You are not the broken version of who you once were, you are the reborn version of who you were always meant to be. The cracks in your heart have become the windows through which my light shines. And through that light, others will find their way home. That is why I allowed the heartbreak, so that you could carry healing not as a theory, but as truth. The love that left taught you how to receive real love, the pain that hurt you taught you how to hold space for others, the silence that once haunted you became the sacred space where you learned to hear my voice. And now, heaven is whispering, "It is done!" The storm has served its purpose. The tears have watered your blessing. The waiting has prepared your promise. You are ready now, not for the love that left, but for the destiny that awaits. Walk forward, child of light, with your head high and your heart open. For what's coming next will not remind you of the heartbreak, it will remind you of why you survived it. The story that once broke you will now save others, because in the end, love never truly left you. It just came back home, and it came back as me.